promises to be a great match. On paper, you would say that, based on their history.
Oh, I'm fired up.
We'll see. I'm curious to know whether they've decided to face off every game or not.
I am too. Oh my God.
Yeah. Left ball over.
I know there's a little bit of a change in the table between day 1 and day 2. Have you noticed any difference between puck coming off table or not?
Well, we changed tables.
Off. In play.
So Jacob traditionally will hit Vince with a cut right while under attack.
Off. In play.
Vince traditionally hits with all sorts of shots. Looks like Jacob's rushing.
Wow.
Yeah, beautiful, accurate. And that's the thing with Vince, is his accuracy is so good. It's hard to defend against him because he's making good choices, but then he's also executing that shot.
I'm sure it can be deflating at times too, because you're like, I'm there to block it. It's almost like precise shot every time. I almost want to count how many times the puck has flown off so far.
In play.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got you. Sorry, Elizabeth.
I think the puck got him. Might be doing a little bit of injury timeout.
What happened?
I think the puck came up and hit him.
Where'd he get hit?
Can't tell if it was the hand or maybe another part.
Maybe it'll wake him up.
Yeah. Send a 2-0 against Vince is not an easy thing to come back from. It is early in the game though. All right, he's smiling. It looks like we're back on track.
In play. In play.
And Vince, with his very slow, methodical setup,
Mallet.
I think Jacob's probably a little keyed up. It seems to happen to him, loses his mallet when he's got a little adrenaline rushing.
Three.
Wow.
Yeah. That was
Tables off.
Like a slingshot.
In play.
Jacob's having a hard time finding the delay that's necessary to get that right wall under in. He may need to get a cross or something going. Well, that was just in the middle of Vince's mallet. Okay, so now he goes for an over, which is a good choice, right? You're having a hard time finding the.
4-1.
Vince is such a master of angles.
I know.
Again, the angle, it just you have to read it to be able to pull back in time, because if you don't read it, it's too late by the time it gets executed. You see what I'm saying?
Who do you think the best at reading that would be?
The best at reading it?
If anyone.
Well, I mean, I will tell you that I think that I think that Colin Cummings keys in and reads the best currently in the sport over the course of a match. I'll say though that I actually think that Jacob Weissman has
7-3.
maybe the best defense overall beginning to end, but definitely in the same class as Colin. I've seen Jacob Weissman just do crazy stuff on defense and just become almost like a brick wall.
Yeah.
But it's sort of a flow state that he's got to get to, and the shot that just went in on him like 3 times in a row. I don't think he's seen that from Vince before, really.
Really?
I don't recall seeing it just like that, being delivered that way, with that sharp of an angle. And it's almost like a reverse of Collins right while under, which is a super sharp angle from far over, And so Jacob might have his work cut out. He does have his work cut out for him here to be able to key in on that.
I know there's definitely some defenders that are could be looked at as some greats. I know Vince is up there, Jacob Weissman's up there, Danny Hines.
Well,
comes to mind.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was thinking of current players.
Yeah.
But yeah, Danny Hines, when he was at his peak, probably is the best defensive player of all time.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, I think. Not again. I was taught. The reason I'm saying again is because I had this conversation the other day with someone. I think the best players, the top, like the elite, they've got great offense and great defense, both. So you do need both.
Hey, there's us. Okay, so we did decide to do a face-off
Facing off every game. I love it. Big fan.
Wow, definitely a good decision on Jacob Weissman's part. Seems like to elect for that too.
Yeah, he blocked it that time, but I will say that it wasn't in the same spot on the table that he hit it before. So Vince probably needs to get that spot better.
So I noticed Jacob has some, I think it's KT tape, right? That's sitting on his arm.
What's going on with that?
Yeah.
Jacob has similar issues to me, probably genetic.
Wow.
I guess tendonitis in the wrist and in the elbow. Good timeout by Vince. Jacob definitely came into this game with some force.
Yes, absolutely.
Vince trying to kind of stave it off, slow it down, get Jacob to stop doing what he's doing. Yeah, he went for the same one, but again, he didn't execute it the same. There wasn't the same delay to it.
Wow.
That was nice.
Ooh.
Jacob just was inaccurate. He didn't get behind the mallet.
Whoa.
That's more of
Timeout called.
yeah.
Great timeout.
Yeah. That was a great timeout. The dueling timeouts early in this game.
In play. 4-2.
Oh, what a nice cut. Block. I like the choice. I mean, go right back to it.
Yeah.
Maybe your opponent's thinking, no way he's going to, shoot the same shot again. But Vince, he's not one to necessarily be fooled that easy. So maybe I don't like the decision. Who knows? Maybe. I like that. I think there's.
Wow.
Left cross.
This most dangerous shot.
Yeah, for this tournament that we've seen. I think Jacob had that puck in the wrong position. to get that cross. It needed to be further right. Ooh, it's a nice change up.
And tell me if I'm incorrect. This is the game to decide who's going to be moving to the winners finals, correct?
Right, the winner of the winners match. Right, so the winner here will play Anthony Marino.
5-3.
So possibly a lefty versus lefty, or
Yeah, that would be interesting.
In play.
Ooh,
5-4.
wow, that shot's just so hard to block. Just got such a great angle on it.
Lost a mallet.
Ooh,
In play. Five,
Oh.
5.
beautiful.
Point 5.
oh.
7-5.
That was a very smart choice by Jacob.
Take a look back at that shot.
Yeah, he did it early on the drift that time
Time for more pets on that side. Break time.
for day 2.
Right.
And here we are facing off again. That was a good face off. That was fun.
I like it.
Jacob goes for a quick push cross. Goes for an over, misses it.
Over.
So fast, I can really. I can't even tell who was over.
No, I didn't think it.
Okay, that's right.
He didn't think it was over.
I'm the ref. It was over. Are you ready? In play.
It always makes it easier when you're a ref and the player tells you, like, yeah, you're right.
Right. Well, I mean, I think Vince didn't think it was over either, but you know,
In play.
I think it was a pretty good call. It's hard to say until you get a replay. Unfortunately, they go so fast. It was definitely close either way.
Yeah.
In play. In play.
Oh, Vince with a miss hit, tried for the left wall, just didn't get it. Interesting, Jacob doing there,
1.
and he gets the cut in.
Sand.
He needs to sand the puck. Sometimes the puck will get little nicks because it's getting hit and bouncing off the table, hitting metal.
In play.
And you got to sand it down a little bit, make it smooth so it floats smoothly once again. Goes for the cut again, sort of just missed. Vince goes for the cross. Jacob's there for it, and there he got the right spot that time.
Yep.
2. 1.
Oh my God!
Yes. You ready? In play.
Jacob getting creative here, maybe too creative. That forehand cut that he did is definitely not. It's not like in his repertoire strongly,
2.
but it was nice to see.
2. 2.
Yeah, he just slid that in. Good timeout.
I'm a fan of the earlier timeouts. I know a lot of times people wait till it gets to 6 point whatever and then call it out.
Mm-hmm.
I like this to.
3.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, let's look at that again. Wow.
Vince went for, I guess, a cut. He's trying to get that that cross end. The under was open, just didn't get it, and Jacob then missed his under. Accuracy so critical. It was good redirect by Jacob. And Jacob like pulling his wrist back really far, trying to just show something completely different to him. Yeah, just inaccurate. Goes for the over. I know Jacob's been practicing that over a lot. It's a great shot to have if you can get it in. His angle on his under just is not right. It's not, there it goes. Look at that. Vince going for that cross again. And goes for a left wall over or right wall over? Oh, yeah, that one was definitely over.
I was wondering.
We agree. We can all agree.
Ref even laughed at that one.
Timeout call.
Timeout. Vince is, I guess, feeling a little stale, wants to refresh his focus, walks away from the table. I'm going to take a moment to clean off the tabletop. Clean off the tabletop is something that is sort of a gray area in air hockey, because here we've got Vince taking a timeout, but then also getting a lot of additional time to clean off the top of the table.
Scores 4-3 in play.
I mean, I do agree we want the table to be, smooth. I don't have any problem with that. Another great under. And another great under with these guys. Beautiful cut. It's just smart because he's gone for the under a couple times. About pop out. You don't see those often. Oh, Jacob went for the cut again.
Oh, that went
gosh.
right.
That came all the way to the
I
booth.
think they just hit my shin.
Jacob's puck.
In play.
See what he decides to do here. Ooh, he goes for the over. I don't think have we seen any of the overs score?
Ooh, glasses came off.
Just put your glasses on.
Yeah. I know he already used his timeout, so he's trying to be like, wait a second.
It was nice over.
All right, we got point either way. Ooh,
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, it was like it wasn't sharp enough.
Ooh, another
block.
good block. Bang!
7-6.
Oh,
Wow.
look at that. Let's check
look
it
at
out
that.
again.
2 games.
Drifts it across. Bang! Right
Vince,
wall.
Yeah, just Vince charged, gave him a free under there. All right, so it looked like Jacob has found an angle for his right wall under. At least midway through that game, he finally found it, which is super important, right?
Right.
It looked like that Vince, at least earlier in the match so far, had his angle on his underbank really sharp. and then sort of, I don't think he lost the angle, but maybe just the release or how he was setting it up, giving Jacob a little leeway, a little breathing room. But the one thing about Vince that I will say is that he has a lot of arrows in his quiver to pull out
1 minute.
in a match. And so, Jacob bases his attack, especially against Vince, primarily on 2 shots, the cut and the right wall under, which, he gets Vince guessing like he guessed at the very end there where he charged. And, that can take you really far for sure. There's no denying it, but I think you definitely want a 3rd and 4th shot, something else to kind of break it up. And I think that Jacob has tried to make his right wall over be that shot.
20 seconds.
It's so touchy, and it's still not like the level of accuracy of his other shots.
That's a hard shot to hit accurately on command.
Yeah. Maybe he should consider a cross.
Oh, true.
Maybe. And Jacob won that face off. Yeah, missed the angle there. And just hit it too hard.
In play.
Vince going for that same shot. And that's something Jacob has done really well in the last year, is cleaned up his transition game. In the past, he might have gone ahead and tried a transition shot there a moment ago, but instead here he just grabbed the pot. Set it up again. He tried a soft over. I think his over needs to be a little harder because
Wow.
oh gosh, and he's doing 4 hands.
2.
It's a great shot.
What?
Fascinating.
3, 2.
See, that's the type of speed over I think he needs to shoot, because when he shoots the sort of the soft touchy over, he's trying to aim it, and a lot of times when you try to aim, you lose your accuracy. Yeah, there's a cross. I like it, but I think the cross needs to be delivered a little differently. Good get by Vince. Ooh, Vince had him on the cut, just missed it. And he goes cross.
Wow.
It was a good cross. Smart choice. See, that's the over that doesn't work well for Jacob where he tries. Good get. Jacob trying to. Oh, yeah. It was nice because he sped up the drift all of a sudden.
Yeah.
5,
Ooh.
4.
Great shot. Like every shot in this match.
Yeah.
Ooh, kind of.
Point
Wow.
4. Point 5.
Ooh. Beautiful.
That was the speed. Notice the speed on that over.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a touchy. It was just, I'm going to hit the shot. So some really competitive games. Each game seems to have been competitive. Jacob was able to edge him out in the last 2. Yeah, Jacob, I think the things that Jacob is doing well right now is he's being creative, but not trying to get too creative, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Keeping it simple, keeping the drift and the setups pretty similar, but then throwing a little wrinkle in here or there.
Yeah.
Not too much. I think sometimes if we try to throw too much variety and too much creativity into it, we can start just getting away from what works.
Yeah.
You know, you got a core attack. Stick with that, and then make some small variations here and there to keep the opponent guessing.
And you know, there's a little bit of a chip on everyone's shoulder, right? Only guy outside of Houston, Jacob has a chance to put him in the losers bracket. No?
Yeah, no, Vince is certainly in enemy territory here.
That's right.
But another thing, though, is that Vince has been sort of a dominating force on the state championship level, you know.
True.
And so I think there's a lot of motivation to try to not let him win another one. And I know it's the Houston City, but it is sort of, you know, it's a major event in the way, you know, we consider states major events. Face off again. And Jacob gets another face off. It's a nice shot. It was just slightly off. And there's that, lefty cross, great shot. Jacob timeout off the first point. You must love it. You were saying you like early timeouts.
Yeah, that was a little early.
Yeah. But you know what? I mean, he probably thought in his mind, you know what? I shouldn't have let that shot go in.
True.
I was not focused. I need to get my head straight.
I remember seeing an early timeout Austin called, I think on game 6 with Connor, just to wipe his mallet, kind of get into a place to feel more comfortable while playing too.
Jacob's looks like there's a lot of moisture on his side of the table too. You may want to,
There it is.
That's a legitimate use of needing to wipe up the table.
Was able to also get a little break right there.
Yeah, got another little free timeout, but
In play.
yeah, Vince is well executed. Jacob just ready for it there. They going with a cut from early back.
Ooh, the second one.
Maybe he should dry his mallet off.
Yeah, what are some tips for players?
Well, use a string.
Yeah,
I mean, use a string. The rule exists for a reason.
true.
You know, but I mean, I've had the discussion with him. You know, he learned without, and he's comfortable without, and so he just hasn't been, you know, interested in trying to get used to it. But
For those who are maybe like newer to air hockey,
sure.
what does string kind of look like?
yeah, so you can put a string on the tip of your mallet, and then if the mallet comes off of your hand but is still being controlled in a sense by the string and not flying across the table or whatever the arena, then that's it's still considered in play.
Okay.
So you don't, you know, there's no penalty. It's not like a loss of mallet, but it's still in play. So you might be flubbing around trying to get control of your mallet, and the opponent could hit a shot in on you. So there's sort of there's a good side and a bad side to it.
True, but if you know, like you said, if you score and it flies off but stays on your finger because of that string, it still counts.
Yeah.
That's good.
So this is, I think, Jacob's trying to get a little too many things. Like, if he's struggling to get into this game, I think you gotta probably go back to the basics. Like, get that right wall under going. You know.
True, and then focused on the releases, focused on timing.
And he did there. It was inaccurate. The cut was there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a nice cross.
Three, two.
Okay, that was interesting. It was great. It's a smart choice.
4-2.
And that set up and release by Vince is what was working for him early in the match.
4-3.
Yeah, great right wall under. Let's take a look at that one again.
Wow.
5-3.
Wow. I want to look at that as well.
Yeah. Well, and this is sort of what happened in game 1, I think. Didn't he just get, hit over and over by the same shot at cross? So, Vince is kind of going to the well here.
True.
It's like if he's going to give me that shot, I'm going to keep going for it. Mm-hmm. He's probably going to go for the under now. Yeah.
Wow.
It's predictable.
So there's been a discussion on like the tournament director side of, instead of the players having to go and fetch the pucks that are flying off the table, maybe even having kind of like people who are just in charge of fetching it, right? Just like,
Right. Ball boys. Yeah. Like from tennis. Yeah, for sure.
In play.
It's just we don't have a huge source of,
Point 3.
Yeah. All right, we're kind of 6-3. Let's see if we're able to kind of take this game, or is Jacob going to come back?
Yeah, Vince is definitely taking control of this game here. On cross,
Wow.
and then another under. All right.
I'm going to show that again.
Well, we get to see
Now 3 games.
Get to see his reaction.
his reaction. All right, so I think that seemed to me like a situation where Jacob, his focus and his concentration lapsed, and Vince was on, and the mixture of those two was sort of a blowout.
Yeah.
So I think, going into this next game, super important for Jacob to get his mind right, to have focus from the get-go.
And that was a big game to win, right? Because if Jacob gets that, the
Oh
match
yeah,
is
that would
over.
have been. No, that was critical. It was, Vince raised his level. And Jacob sort of floundered, I guess.
Yeah, and
Didn't really find his rhythm in that game.
we mentioned great defense. We've been seeing it since the beginning, right? Just constant finding ways to stop the opposing player from just hitting anything at will, right? It's definitely a fun match to watch. It's been a beautiful Sunday so far in Houston. Be able to watch this air hockey, a bad Astronaut. If you haven't been here, it's a great place for
30 seconds.
kids, for families, for adults, like whatever kind of scene you want to see. It's just a relaxed environment, and right here in Houston.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they've got a lot of activities. They've got pool, they have shuffleboard, they've got lots of big screen TVs, food, craft beers, just a wide open space. It's a really great venue. That we're playing this event. They've got a sort of a warehouse section in the back with a lot of space, which was able to provide for all of the tables. Oh, and then Vince won that face-off. So I think we're about even on face-offs. I think maybe Jacob's won one more.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Over.
Yeah, that's a good overcall. And that's Vince's. It's very deceptive what he just did there.
1.
I think Jacob needs to actually drift the puck a little bit faster. There we go, like that.
1-1.
That speed.
2-1.
Wow, you mentioned that cross earlier.
Yeah, and that's going to be a pickle for Jacob, because if Jacob starts trying to push out at it, it's going to open up the bank so much. He's got to find a way to cheat a little bit over, but not too much over.
2.
That was nice because he made it look like it was going to be a cut.
I thought it was going to be a cut.
Yeah. Fast
block.
reflexes. Yeah. I think that scores on 90% of the players.
That would have gone right past my mallet.
Me too.
In play.
Oh, he almost did it again.
They're just firing at each other. We mentioned defense. Great defense this game.
Ready? In play. 3, 2.
That's that under that he's been doing on him.
4.
Wow.
Yeah,
Watch
and-
that
and-
again. Now, I don't even know if we'll see it. An instant replay.
Yeah. It was a good timeout by Jacob after that.
Wow.
And that's the same, way that Jacob has executed the over, where he's just kind of trying to push at it and aim it. That just doesn't work.
Wow.
4.
Smart change. And good defense.
4.
All right, we're all tied up.
Labeled off.
It's a big game.
Ready?
Mm.
In play.
He almost had the cross there. Gonna go for that cross, I think. Oh, he didn't. Okay, nice.
It's a big shot.
Oh yeah. Jacob needs to drift it a little bit faster. And he gets. Yeah, that was
Wow.
better speed.
I think you guys think alike.
Well, I mean, I think I know his game really well, and I've played. I think I know when the pace is right. I don't like when he just stops the puck and just lets it sit. I don't think that that's very deceptive. None
like he didn't have the right setup.
None of that was what he had been doing. And so, yeah, it's just, that over was almost in. I think he just needs to go back and just keep it simple. Just a medium speed drift. Yeah,
Wow.
medium speed drift. Pause, shoot. Over and over.
Possible match point here.
Over.
That was
In play.
Maybe.
close call.
Maybe.
It's always fun to watch Vince just glide that puck forward. Wow.
Set point, game point.
Ooh, another. Wow.
6. It was on the line. I promise.
I think the
I'll watch.
refs even came a little questioned on some calls as well.
Back of it, stop right, like the tip of it. Somebody wanna watch the line?
Alrighty. So, moving
right.
to game 7.
Yeah, so we did say that their matches tend to go all the way. And as hyped, it looks like it is. But Jacob frustrated that he feels like that Vince was over the line. Maybe he was. It's hard to tell from our vantage point. But we are going to a game 7.
Yeah.
And I think with Jacob, where he sort of lost the thread towards the end of that game was trying to just go slow with the puck and put it in a position over on the far left where he doesn't really do much things there. It was maybe trying to be creative, maybe not, but I think we just stick with what works, which is a medium speed drift right to center and do your thing.
Yeah.
All right, game 7, here we go.
There's been a lot of game 7s this tournament, I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always probably the most fun thing to pay attention to as well. Love to see the sportsmanship between the two as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, game 7. All right, and we'll get one more face-off out of these guys, too.
Oh, what's your prediction on the face-off? This is a crazy moment right here.
Yeah, I think Jacobs won 4-2, but I could be wrong. We'd have to go back and rewatch it all. I wasn't counting.
Here, I'll go Vince.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go Jacob.
Oh, I lost my money.
Oh. No, see, that's where Jacob should have just grabbed the puck.
Such hard shot.
In play. Yes, please.
Gotta sand it.
You ready? In play.
Oh, I can
Great
tell.
block.
Yeah. Oh, it was almost there.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what he was doing. If whether it was an over or. I mean, that shot's gonna score so much.
I didn't believe that cross again.
Ooh, that was interesting. I'm not sure what he was trying to do. No. That drift is too slow. The drift needs to be medium speed.
In play.
Vince is able to key in when it's that slow.
1-1.
Yeah, that's the speed. Yeah. And when Vince does that thing where he pulls his hand and wrist back, all of a sudden it's just so disrupting and disturbing.
It gets me shot probably every single time. Wow.
2-1.
That was nice. Good
Wow.
cadence. Just
See how he answers back.
Vince is so good at grabbing loose pucks. One of the best, really. He's got a great intuitive sense for where the puck is going to be. So he'll move his mallet out ahead like that. It's just like that, and he can grab it.
He's listening to us. Oh.
Yeah. Some of the best players, ever at that are like Danny Hines. And Colin Cummings is great at it.
Yep.
Vince is another great one at it.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a good block. Vince is in this mode where
Ooh.
4-2.
That's,
it's unfortunate,
yeah.
but you gotta just shake that off.
All right, both able to get a quick little reset.
Jacob knew there was a cross coming there. But this is it's tough when you start pushing forward.
Ooh, let's watch that back.
Great over.
Wow.
Went for the over again. Yeah, this it's hard, man, to get that cut going. Vince is so solid on defense. The only way you can get it going is when that under is he's fearing it. And Vince barely misses the cross, flies off. Jacob another chance to tie it up.
Ooh.
And we're
tied it
4-all.
up. Player's got me shaking in my boots over here. Whoa.
5-4.
Yeah.
You mentioned being great at getting those pucks.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
Wow.
I knew that was coming. I could feel it. That's the way he sets up.
7.5.
And that's it. Nice last game. That was the last shot. Well done. 7 games. Another hard-fought battle between those two gentlemen. We'll get them both over here and talk to them and see what they have to say. Just 1 minute. Okay, I'm here with Jacob Weissman. Hard-fought battle. We predicted ahead of time here in the booth that it would probably be a tough match, go all the way down to the wire, which seems to happen with you guys so often in your history. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta early lead in the match, I was really just in the flow. And I think when I'm in the flow, I beat Vince. But then I kind of let up a bit when I was up 3-1, and started thinking a little more about, like, I realized at that moment, like, oh, okay, I can win this match. Like, I mean, I knew that before the match, but then it became very present in my mind.
Right.
And at that point, he was just super focused and kind of found the flow again that he was in game one. And so it kind of took me a bit to kind of get myself back into it. I think I played well the last 2 games. A couple of mistakes, game 6, and then I think I missed 4 open shots in game 7.
Right.
So just my accuracy just wasn't
there. Yeah. Well, one thing I noted was that whenever you tried to aim your over, it didn't work. And whenever you didn't try to aim it, it did work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, and you can tell when you're watching, it's like you're sort of like pushing at it as you're trying to make it look like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so yeah, that was one note. And then the other note was that you played, it seemed like you were your most deadly and powerful when you were doing just the medium speed drift, the bread and butter right to center. And I think in game 6, when you were up towards the end, you started doing a little something over on the left-hand side that you hadn't done before. I don't know, was that intentional? Were you trying to do something, like trying to just do something different, or you just weren't aware of it?
Yeah, I wasn't
aware of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it'll be interesting for you to go back and watch and see.
Yeah.
And then you feel like that Vince was over the line on that last shot?
I thought he was over the.
Fair enough.
But I could be wrong, right? But
Yeah.
I thought he was over the line on the.
Hitting the puck, or his mallet fully went over?
I think his mallet
Fully went over.
the line.
Okay, well,
but
interesting.
I don't know.
Right. Well, it's an interesting thing. We'll go back and be able to look at.
Not the shot
the
he
difference.
scored itself, but like what he did to snag the puck.
To snag it. Yeah. No, I hear you. Okay. Well,
and so I think that was not. I think I let that get into my head, right? So then I wasn't synced in those last, when it was 6-5 in that moment.
Right, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I agree with you. I thought you played well. I thought both of you guys played really well. It looked like great air hockey to me. There certainly were a few mistakes on both ends, some unforced errors, which, happen always. But in general, you looked pretty strong to me.
Yeah.
And, it's hard to defend against some of his stuff.
No, yeah.
No matter who you are, just
yeah.
crazy power shots. He understands angles so well. And I was talking about early in the match when you were having a hard time getting your right wall under in, and then you finally found the angle for it. Once you found the angle, it became a weapon in that match.
Yeah.
But you had to find it. Whereas Vince, I think he just like intuitively knows angles like from the get-go.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
All right, so you now are going to play.
I have no idea. I wasn't planning to lose the match, so I didn't.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, well, we'll see who you play. You're still in it. Come back to the losers bracket, and we'll see you at the next one.
Yeah.
Next round. All right. Vince Sauceda wins against Jacob Weissman in game 7. Which seems to be sort of the thing, right? Is that you guys go back and forth all the way down to the wire. I really don't even know if I can recall a set you guys have ever played. It didn't go 7 games,
right?
Or at least 6. Tell me your thoughts.
Well, yeah, he's a tough competitor for sure, and you're right. It's probably the strongest rivalry in.
Yeah, it's a coin flip, probably.
Right. Yeah. It's anybody's game, and. Yeah, the set shows that. I mean, we went 7 games, and they were close. I mean, there was a couple of. I think he beat me 7-3, and I beat him 7-2.
It's not like but in
still competitive.
General, when the game mattered, both of you guys show up.
Right.
So one of the things we talked about, and you've probably heard a million times, but I'll say it again, is that you're a master of angles in air hockey. That you intuitively understand where the angle is to get around a person's mallet based on the position the puck is on the table.
Right.
And I think it's so critical, and it's something that so few people really get in air hockey, and it's what makes your offense so potent. In particular, when you were hitting your power under, right? It's just like you put it in that position, and if you hit the exact right angle it needs to be, which you do, there's nothing the other person can do unless they read it.
Right.
They have to read it, otherwise it's going in.
Yeah, they have to be on the way.
Yeah,
Moving.
exactly.
If they're not moving, they're not going to stop.
Right. And so that's something that you do great. What did you feel like in that match when you were down 3-1? What was going through your head?
I thought, well, the first game was a great game. I 7-3'd him, I think.
Yeah.
And I thought I found something.
Yeah.
And then I tend to do this. When I find something, I stop trying to be creative and finding other things. And I caught myself doing that by like the third game. I said, I need to stop this.
Right. Well,
it works.
Right.
But
I commented on that too. It was like, well, what happened to that shot he was destroying Jacob with?
Right.
But then you went kind of found it again. Went back to it again.
Yeah, I had to change basically weapons on Jacob because he was like, oh, I'm stopping this one. So.
Right. Well, and that's true. I mean, Jacob, just like some of the great defenders in air hockey, he will start to adjust.
Right. Yeah.
I think there's only one shot in air hockey that Jacob has struggled to get adjustments on, which he finally made some strides this year, and it's Collins right while under, which he's
a tough one.
Yeah, well, it's a tough one for everybody, but in particular, it had been for Jacob, and but for you, you're now going to play against Anthony Marino.
Right.
Have you played him much ever?
I played him in 2001 at Jillian's.
Okay, just like you played me.
Right. Yeah.
Way back when.
And I remember, I think it was Ramiro told me, that's the best lefty in the world right now.
Yeah, well,
and he said if you can beat him, and that set in my mind, and that was kind of in the back of my head while I was playing him back in 2001.
Well, that's exciting because we're going to have a winner of the winners side, all lefties, two great lefties. Marino, what any game plan going into it?
Okay, so Connor, Austin, Chris Gibson. Most of these up and coming masters, they tend to ask me that. They said, what's your game plan?
Right.
Again, like even Connor asked me before our match against him. He said, what's your game plan against me? And I said, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do to you.
Right.
I'm going to shoot my shots against you, and then I'm going to decide what you're leaving open, and I'm going to take it.
Right.
That's my offensive attack. And when I stay true to that, my offense flows, and it becomes very tough to stop.
Sure.
And you add that with the mindset of if I just try to play one perfect offensive possession, and if it works, great.
Right.
If it doesn't, we're human. We make mistakes. Yeah. It happens. Then you just forget about it, and then now you're on the defensive end. Now try to play one perfect defensive possession. If I can compartmentalize air hockey like that,
that's when you play your best.
Very tough to
stop.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's the template I tell everybody. Like,
no, I hear you.
Like I can't tell Connor oh, you should shoot more cuts and crosses.
No. And I like that. I like the theory behind that. It makes a lot of sense to me. You try to implement that in your own personal game. What prevents it from happening at some times?
So what happened to me at Worlds, I studied me versus Munoz. I watched that match 20 plus times because he was the number 2 player. He's playing phenomenally.
Right.
And I said, wow, if I can just play like that.
Right.
But see, the problem was I that's not me. I was playing like me against him.
Right.
But that was only an attack for Munoz.
Yeah.
And that didn't work on others. Like I struggled against Sweater. Like I struggled against me.
Well, no, I understand. But what I'm asking is something else, which is your theory, which I happen to agree with, is to sort of compartmentalize things, play your game, find out what is going to work against this person in this situation, right? And if you do that, you'll play great. But are you saying that you're relating it to Worlds and saying that what happened in Worlds was that you were stuck in beat Munoz method?
It was so effective that I thought this will work on
anybody. Gotcha.
And
okay.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
So you have to be kind of like a mold. for each map. You have to have the ability to say, okay, they're giving me this.
Yeah.
Let me exploit it.
Right.
And then if you take your time, one possession at a time,
Sure.
you're going to be tough to beat.
Absolutely. And they're going to adjust, and then once they do, now you have something else you can
now
go
have
to.
figure something else out. And I learned this from watching Coach Popovich coach the Spurs.
Okay.
With their ball movement.
Right.
And even when they would have a great shot, they would say, "Oh, you have a good shot. Pass it, and now you have a great
No,
shot." And it was just a simple, and that's kind of hard to relate to air hockey because that's a team sport.
Right.
Yeah, just taking your time and focusing on the possession.
Yeah.
Basically what the Spurs did when I was coming up. I said, wow, they don't play basketball like everybody else.
That's true. Yep. All right. Well, I think we're going to have you stick with us here and do some commentating on the next match.
That's